Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night. How you all doing? Welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. I hope you're doing good. Let me just turn this off 1 second. Welcome to another episode of Chatterbox, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please, before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. All that generous stuff be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's get straight into some Manchester United news, shall we? Now, I was supposed to bring this earlier in the day, but I'm going to bring you it now. Of course, in regards to Adam Wharton, Man United have made initial approach to Crystal Palace in regards to Adam Wharton. Now, as I've spoken about a few times over this last few weeks, Adam Wharton has already given a gentleman's agreement to Crystal Palace that he's not going to leave Crystal Palace in January. He'll be leaving in the summer. However, Man United are looking at ways in which they can attract Adam Wharton to come to Manchester United in the summer, of course. Now, everything is very, very new. Everything is very, very fresh, and it's very, very early days in regards to this. Okay, so in regards to Manchester United and Crystal Palace, Manchester United are trying to arrange some kind of deal in principle that they can sign Adam Wharton in the summer for a lot more easier than it would be. So this depends on a number of factors. Of course, one of the major factors is Manchester United qualifying for Europe. Man United getting in the Champions League. That is what it's all about. Man United getting in the Champions League. Man United getting in the Champions League. They're going to find it a lot more easier to get the likes of Adam Wharton through the door. Of course they are. But the problem is, of course, is that the likes of Real Madrid are interested in Adam Wharton. Highly underrated player, by the way, Adam Wharton. People, when they talk about the best midfielders in England in regards to the Premier League, they don't mention Adam Wharton. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's good for us because at the end of the day, it makes the hype go a little bit less, of course, guys. But Adam Wharton, Manchester United in the summer. However, now I look at this again. Man United need transfers now. Man United need a midfielder now. Man United need squad depth. We don't have any squad depth. And honestly, guys, I am very, very concerned about the AFCON coming up. I'm concerned. You have to be at the end of the day. If you're not concerned about the right-hand side of our pitch, I don't know where you've been. We won't have a right-hand side. We're going to lose Mpremo. We're going to lose Ahmad. We're going to lose Mazraoui. We're going to lose those players, right, on the right-hand side. So Man United will struggle during that AFCON. So I really believe if we can survive the 21st to the 1st of January, 21st of December to the 1st of January, if we can survive that little period in there, and then in January the 1st, we can bring in a player, I think that'd be absolutely fantastic. I really do. And then we can cover those areas that need to be covered, of course. Now, who are the two midfielders that you guys would like at Manchester United? Now, I know mine. My two midfielders that I think will be perfect for Man United, in my opinion, would be Anderson and Stiller. Anderson and Stiller are the two midfielders that I would like. You're looking at Anderson and Stiller, or if push comes to shove, Wharton and Stiller. These two would be absolutely complementary towards each other, I believe, in my opinion. I think Angelo Stiller and Adam Wharton, or Angelo Stiller and Anderson, would be the two players that I feel would do well for Man United. If it wasn't Stiller, it would be Labour. It would be Belabor. If it wasn't Stiller, it would be Belabor. But we need that CDM. We need that specialist in there, the Anderson, the Wharton in there, to solidify that midfield. Of course, it all depends on Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, whether he's going to stay in that number 8 role. Bruno Fernandes, we all know, Man United fans, we watch Man United week in, week out. We study Man United. Bruno Fernandes is quite obviously not a number 8. And we do have problems with that number 8 position. Of course we do. But when we're looking at that number 8 position, and, will he be removed if we get a midfielder in there? If we get another number 8 in there, will he be removed or will he still be in there? And this obviously has a big impact on whether Man United sign 2 or Man United sign 1 midfielder, of course. Now, obviously, there's talk about Casemiro signing a new contract last week. Look, I don't think that is clarified yet. There is talk at the moment, but it is not clarified. There's nothing confirmed yet that Casemiro is going to sign a new contract. In my opinion, I think that Man United need to move on from certain players. Even though Casemiro, I think, has been very good this season, unless you can get him on a lighter contract, a contract of less money, he can take a wage reduction. I don't think we should be keeping Casemiro. Only, as I said, if he has a wage reduction and could be and accept a bit part play in the team, in my opinion. Absolutely. But yes, guys, Anderson and Stiller, for me, would be the two midfielders that I would bring in. Those are the two midfielders that I think is a realistic proposition as well. Anderson will love a move to Man United. Stiller will love a move to Man United. Of course they will at the end of the day, guys. You just need to see when players sign for Man United, their hype goes to an extremesphere, of course, guys. You just see that with the numbers. So I do believe that Anderson would be brilliant. I think that Stinner would be brilliant. And then I would go with Wharton and Belaber for me. I think those four in general, I will be happy with, guys. I'll be happy with those four in general. Those four, any one of those 2-4, right, would be an absolute dream for me. I think it'd be a dream window for me. If we manage to get 2 of those 4 into the football club, I think it would be a very, very big dream, of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big up everyone in the stream. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome, guys. Big up my friend Helgenio. What's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. Good day, Sir Semenyo. With the midfield at this point, I take Schneider. Almost no, but seriously, Belaber, Wharton, Anderson, Tchouameni, Gallagher. Give me just anything. We need to see him quick. We need one in the January. I just feel like Man United are not going to spend much money in January. I think this is the problem going forward. I don't think Man United have the money in January unless Man United do manage to get rid of a player. I just don't think we're going to make that move because I remember, guys, Held, that, the board, they've always given us these promises. They gave us these promises a year ago that we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I just want to see something happen. I want to see something solid. I'm tired of talk. I want walk now. I want us to walk the walk now. I'm tired of all the talk about we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And I just hope that we get the right players in there. We really do. And we get the right players that will improve Manchester United. Of course, Conor Gallagher is an option. Conor Gallagher, the loan option, of course, guys. There was rumours that he is in talks with Man United. Nobody is in talks with anyone. Let me just clarify that right now. Nobody is in talks with anybody at the moment. Nothing is going on at the moment. It's bloody November. No one is in talks with anybody. However, the only bit of news we can get is that Man United have approached Crystal Palace initially about an opening bid for Adam Wharton, which can possibly be completed next summer. So there's nothing in the realms of impossibility that Man United are arranging for the future. They're getting the foundation set so that they set themselves up nicely for the summer, rather than waiting to the summer and then we have to do all this business and stuff like that then and waste a lot of time. As we know, with Mbeumo, look how long it took Mbeumo to sign for Man United. Mbeumo took ages to sign for Man United, didn't it? It was annoying, at the end of the day. Best Raw episode I've ever seen in a long time. What did you watch? John Cena's last ever Raw episode, guys. Much love to Raw. Much love to John Cena. Know the people. I've been part of Raw. I'm delighted. I've been part of Raw. Of course, people know me. I've done a little segment with R-Truth back in the day. Really enjoyed it. Absolute fantastic people. Done SmackDown, done Raw. It was brilliant and really, really great people down at Raw. Absolutely, it was fantastic. But yeah, congratulations to John Cena. Fantastic career at Raw. Obviously, he's going to go on to the Survivor Series now. Will he ever retire, John Cena? Will John Cena ever retire? He's going to go into Survivor Series now, and then he's going to fight Dom Mysterio, of course. So, yeah, look, big up Dom Mysterio, by the way. Great personality. Future of WWE as well. Very, very good, in my opinion. I think Dom Mysterio is a great character. It's the sort of characters that you need, that kind of sarcastic, arrogant sort of guy, you need that, isn't it? But I loved it. I didn't see the Raw fully today. I know that John Cena was facing Dom Mysterio, and obviously there was Sheamus involved and stuff. I didn't really get to see it. Adam Wharton to Man United, make it happen. Come on, can you do it, Kenny? Can you make it happen for us, brother? Absolutely. RJ, peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings, RJ. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. This is going to be fun. Where's Sal Butcher's Indicator again? Look, indicator, mate. Indicator, more like to the left side. Go to the left, indicator. This is what we do. Indicator, indicate to the left over the bloody mountain. That's what you do. And get out of here. Get out of here. Indicate that way, indicator. Indicate. Because we don't want to know about his rubbish. I mean, this guy, he must be sitting there inside a room like this, right? Or in the boot of, he must be in the boot of Jim Ratcliffe's car like this. And he's like, I'm listening to the news. I'm listening to what we up to. I'm listening. This is what he does. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys, it makes me laugh. It does. He obviously paid Ornstein to give him a cosign. And that's what happens. That happens in this business sometimes, unfortunately, guys. It does. You know what I mean? And that's the way it is, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Charlie, my friend. Sal, I don't care about Ruben sat down with Semenyo. I hope we go for Anderson in January. Managers sit down with various players. Managers have talks with various players. Doesn't mean that we're going to sign that player. We need to think of things from a mature point of view. And I know there's a lot of fans there. No, we should get Semenyo. He could be a left wing back. Semenyo's never been a left wing back. Semenyo's not going to be a left wing back at Man United. He wants an attacking role. The most important thing for Man United, rather than splashing out 65 to 70 million on Semenyo, is fixing that midfield. I know what I would want. I would much rather spend 65 million on Anderson in January than get Semenyo. Because I know we got Cunha, I know we got Mbremo, I know we got Bruno, I know we got Mount, I know we got Shea Lacey coming through the ranks as well. I know what we've got. So I know that if we bring through, if we get that midfield sorted, Man United will be in a much better place. They really would. And even if they get the wing back position sorted as well, we will be in a much better place. Absolutely. Yale, big up Yale. I also heard Vinny Jr. for 200 million. Yeah, ridiculous, guys, ridiculous. Guys, I want to talk about Tchouameni. Obviously, there was news circulating over this last 24 hours about Tchouameni. Now, Tchouameni is valued about 75 million euros. So, Tchouameni is out of Man United's reach. He's out of Man United's price range. Now, it's not in the realms of impossibility that Man United may go after Tchouameni in the summer. That could happen. But right now, Man United are not going to go after Tchouameni. I'm just bringing this news in because I heard circulations, people talking this morning about Tchouameni. I didn't think the rumours were strong, so I didn't mention it this morning. I was going to mention it, but I'm going to mention it now. In regards to Tchouameni, Man United are aware of Tchouameni. Real Madrid are rumoured to be wanting to sell Tchouameni, and Man United are one of many teams that could possibly purchase Tchouameni. Now, in my opinion, I think there's a lot of rumours going around him, around his signature. Man City's one of them. In regards to Tchouameni, Arsenal's another one in regards to Tchouameni. But Man United going after Tchouameni is like one of those really unrealistic signings that we can talk about, but we just don't really believe it's going to happen. I'm not saying that's not going to happen. It just reminds me of a Casemiro, of a Di Maria kind of signing, if you know what I mean, that I don't think Man United should be going for. Man United's eggs should be in the Anderson, in the Wharton, in the Baleba basket. That's what they should be. And the Stiller basket. That's what they should be. They shouldn't be going anywhere near Tchouameni and players like that, because at the end of the day, we've had enough of egos. I'm not saying he's not a fantastic player. He is. He's a world-class player, generational player. We've had enough of egos. Man United need to sign players that want to wear the badge, want to, you know what I mean? They want the badge. They want to wear the badge. They want to love the football club. That's what they want. Man United don't need people who just want the money, who just want a mercenary, want to go to Man United because of money, and we don't need that. Do you know what I mean, guys? We need players like Mbremo, like Cunha, who want to play for the football club, love the football club, and want to do the best at the football club. That's what we need. We need more characters like that. We've not got enough of them sort of characters. Anderson, a Wharton, a Stiller, Baleba, maybe, hopefully, would suit that mold, in my opinion. Big up, my friend. Hello, how you doing, Bobby? Good to see you, my guy. Hope you're doing well. And big up all the members in the house, guys. Really appreciate all the members dropping by. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys, for dropping in. And thank you, everyone who supported me yesterday on the show. Of course, it was a passionate show, guys. I have to make it exciting, don't I, on Mo's channel, obviously. We had the Arsenal fan. You know what Arsenal fans do. They flap their gums without anything happening. Do you know what I mean? They're a bit like a fish. Blah, 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 blah. That's what they do, and that's all they do. But you know, small club syndrome. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Oh, scary! Oh, scary! If you're scared of Teletubbies, yeah. So basically, you know, yeah. Thank you everyone who joined me on that. I really appreciate everyone. It was great. I enjoy it. I don't care. Like I upset people. That's just life, innit? At the end of the day, people cry. People say, "Oh, you can't say that. Oh my goodness me, you can't say that. You can't say that about. No, you can't mention that." All right, mate. All right. The contradictions are rife in bloody hell. You know what I mean? Just because you got sat down, that was it. And when you get sat down, it's not my fault. You know, can't get back up. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, don't enter the ring. You know. And the thing is, right? What I would say is this, right, guys? Manchester United will always be the most hated club in England, and people want to downplay our hatred. People say we're irrelevant. When we're the most talked about football club, you just need to go to ChatGPT to find that out. I mean, you got all the information there. It'll tell you how much Man United has spoken about every single day. We've had Agbonlahor calling Sesko all sorts of names this last week. All sorts of names, calling him a donkey, saying that he has strains of piss that are stronger than him and things like that. We've had all those things happen at Man United. Let's not forget that. Do you know what I mean? So people have a short memory syndrome. Everyone wants to be Terry Flewers. Everyone wants to copy what Terry says. Everyone wants to say, oh, Arsenal was scary. Oh. And because Terry knows what he's doing. He knows he gets clicks. He knows he gets interactions. It's just that some people just not awake to find out and not to know about it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, some of us are awake. You know what I mean? Some of us done more than YouTube in our lives. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, so we're awake to reality and what goes on and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't fall for them little things. You know what I mean? As much as I love Terry Govey, great person, and that I don't fall for that. Oh, they're so scary. Arsenal's so scary. My goodness me. Like, you know what I mean? If Arsenal were a movie, there would be the movie called Scary Movie, which is a comedy, by the way. That is what it was. If it was a scary movie, there'd be the movie called Scary Movie. Because at the end of the day, it's a joke. At the end of the day, isn't it? It's not scary. It's a joke. You know what I mean? Absolutely. RJ, I don't big up Bobby, by the way, my friend. I don't care if Semenyo goes to our rivals, if it means we get Anderson in January. I don't mind either. Honestly, I don't. I'll be honest with you guys. However, I do think Man United need a winger. I think Man United need a left wing back. I think Man United need a right wing back as well. But Semenyo's not going to be that guy. Semenyo's not going to be the guy who's going to play left wing back for Man United. And we have to be realistic here and objective in regards to what we're saying. Lots of people are saying, yeah, I would love Semenyo. Give me Semenyo. Give me Semenyo. I would love that. Lots of people are saying that. Do you know what I mean? But, I just don't see it. I think Man United need that midfield fix. I think that's the biggest problem in our football team. I think if we had that position in our football team fixed in the summer, I think that we'll be probably at the top of the league right now, along with Arsenal. I do believe that, absolutely. Charlie, I think someone had too much time on their hands and made a joke. Big up, Charlie. Manchester United should give Kobe Mainoo a 7-year contract. Samuel, my goodness me. Wow. That's a risk. Guys, that's a risk. But why this is why I think we are going for Semenyo, because of the AFCON. Nah, I don't think so, mate. I don't think Man United will splash that amount of money on Semenyo for the AFCON, even though it would be lovely. I'll be honest with you, RJ. It'd be lovely if we did that, but let's just take that out of our hands. Let's take that out of our mind right now, okay? Man United spending 65, 70 million. And the guys, the rumor is right now is that Semenyo is going to sign another contract at Bournemouth. That's the rumor. So that release clause won't be triggered because he will have a new deal in place that we can't get the release clause. So it will be higher than 65. So at the moment right now, Semenyo's in negotiation for a new contract with Bournemouth. So I think that is going to be thrown out the window anyway. You know what I mean? Guys, absolutely. I want Anderson. Me too, man. Me too. Move Bruno, Ram, sign Anderson in January would be great. I mean, right attacking midfielder. Yeah, it would be great if we did that. Helginho, big shocker, but 100% with you as you always on your dream pivot, still at an Anderson. Yes, thank you. Helge, we generally think, we don't agree with anything, Helge, but you know what? Great minds think alike and all that. You know what? I agree with a lot of what you say. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what I like about Helge, right? What I like about this community is that the great thing about this community, right, is that we're real. We're real Man United fans, and we all want the same goal. We all want us to do well. We all want to be on the same ship onto the target, which is eventually challenging for league titles or things like that. That's what we want, you know what I mean? And hopefully we get that one day, because this community and this fan base around the world deserves success for Man United. And I would love to see the faces of those people who hate Man United. Their bitterness, but they'll thrive in it. They'll get their clicks. They'll get their likes, because then they'll realize who the true big club is in the world. Right? When Man United are successful again, you will see those clicks and you will see your views going up through the roof, guys. I'll tell you that right now. And this is what it is. And then they'll feed off it, because I don't feed off YouTube. The only reason I come onto YouTube was basically to talk to Man United fans around the world. I'm in the UAE. I moved to UAE 3 years ago from London. And I thought, it's a perfect way to speak to my community, speak to Man United fans all around the world. And it's fantastic, of course. Absolutely. Samuel, couldn't Manchester United play Shea Lacey on the right wing? Yes, they could. They could play Shea Lacey on the right wing. The only thing is that obviously Shea Lacey, well, a couple of things. Shea Lacey has come back from a serious injury, and also he needs game time. I would say that, we should start bringing him in. I said it before. I said we should start bringing in Shea Lacey, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, get him a little bit of experience, get him a bit of strength, you know what I mean, to play in the Premier League. That's what I would do. I don't know why we don't do that. Not only Shea Lacey, Ibrahimov, Musa, Fletcher's, all these players there that, you never know what could be the next big thing. If we got a bunch of players in the youth team coming through, we got about, let's say 10 players we got, at least 1 or 2 of those are going to be first team players. Not all of them, but 1 or 2 of those players are going to be first team players. So what happens when you get those 1 or 2 players? You're going to save a lot of money. You're going to save a lot of money, and then obviously you won't have to buy certain players. Shea Lacey's obviously got the talent. I actually feel like we should start integrating JJ Gabriel into the team as well. I think that he should be on the squad. He's a generational talent. I know he's 15, 16 years old, but he is a generational talent and he should be playing. I think we should play him and we should try and give him more game. Like, even if it's 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, you know what I mean? I would say. Jale, don't think Kaz or Maguire are resigning with club. Maguire wants 60k more than what he was offered to him, and Kaz will not say yes to reducing his wages. I don't. I think if Casemiro doesn't accept a lower wage, Casemiro will be leaving in the summer. His contract runs out, and the same goes with Maguire as well. If they don't, of course, guys, absolutely. Hey, what's going on, JSN? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing blessed. I know we won't get Semenyo if I'm United. I look at Thiago Santos. There you go, guys. Absolutely. Big up JS, the cool kid. Big up the cool kid. You just want to be the cool kid, don't you? At the end of the day, yes, I'm going to check him out for you guys. Absolutely, Thiago Santos. Yeah, I've heard of Thiago Santos, but, you know, let me have a look. You know, and then we see. I see what I can do. I'll pick up the phone and say, yeah, let's do this. Hello, Wesley. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Big up, Sal. How are you, mate? Very well. Good to see you, of course. Very blessed to be here with you great people, of course, guys. Absolutely. I'm very appreciated of you, all of you, of course. Helge, I agree. They talk. Oh, in 2074, we are going to be amazing, have amazing stadiums and buy players. We need action. I agree. We need action. Look, I'm fed up with talking the talk because I'm tired. Let me just tell you something, guys. I'm tired. I'm tired of going on streams defending Man United because at the end of the day, I know we're not where we need to be. I know we're not the team that we want to be, but everyone is grasping in this. They love it. They love it, right? Even though we're ahead of Liverpool, the irrelevant Man United are ahead of Liverpool, who spent $500 million, by the way. Even though we're ahead of Liverpool, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I want Man United to challenge for league titles. I can't wait until we do it again. It would be absolutely incredible. If we manage to win the title again, guys, boy, oh boy, you would not. I will be the most annoying person you've ever seen, guys. Some people think I'm already annoying, but I think I'll be the most annoying person you've ever seen. Have you seen WWE ECW? Have you been to? I've been to WWE ECW. I used to go to WWE all the time. Used to be front row ringside next to Lillian Garcia. I used to be there all the time on the WWE. I haven't been to ECW, but WWE, yeah, I've been. I know a lot of them over at WWE. I know them. Great people, fantastic people. When I was in the music industry and entertainment industry, I used to go there a lot, especially when they used to go down to London. They used to go to the O2 Arena, and I used to go there and I used to do my thing, of course. I got it on YouTube, a little segment, and they cut it off. I mean, there was one time where I gave R-Truth a cigarette, and basically what it is, R-Truth was going to have a heel turn, and R-Truth started, the basic thing is, like, we give him a cigarette, he goes, "You got a light?" So we give him a light, and he smokes up. Right? Unfortunately, which wasn't remembered back then, it was forgotten, you can't smoke indoors in England. You can't, it's illegal, especially at that time. So they ended up having to cut it out of the actual live segment, but there's still a little bit of it on the airwaves, on YouTube, guys, of me and R-Truth and stuff like that. I think Kenny's seen it. But yeah, look, I used to do a lot with SmackDown, with Raw, all the time, guys. Superstars as well. It was great. It was a great time. Great to be part of it. Vince McMahon, all of them. Let me just tell you something, though, guys. Let me just tell you something about Triple H. Legend, mate. Legend, absolute legend is Triple H. He's one of the salt of the earth people, mate. I tell you that right now. Absolutely. Big up, Kenny. Samuel, Man United should cash in on Bruno Fernandes, Diego, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, Mojo Gardner. Hopefully, Samuel, you know what, Samuel? Hopefully that in the summer, Man United will be moving on a lot of these players. I think it's about time we move on a lot of these players. It's not to say that these players are rubbish. We need to know when to sell them. We need to know when we can still make money from them. We need to move on. We do. We need to move on because, look, you know, whilst we keep playing the same record, we're going to keep getting the same song, isn't it? And this is the problem. We really do need to move on from the nostalgic sort of atmosphere that we have at the moment, of course, guys. Wesley, so my problem is if we wait for Anderson or Wharton for the summer, we won't get them because we will lose out on rivals. It's a big possibility, Wesley. This is the nature of the beast, isn't it? This is football. If you don't get the player, someone else will go for them and they'll get them. It's a bit like Quenda when Quenda went to Chelsea. Man United were quite obviously interested in Quenda. He would have been perfect on that right wing back position, but obviously Man United didn't make that move and Chelsea made the move, and there we go. Anderson is not going to be on the market for long. Anderson, for me, has got the potential to be one of the best midfielders in Europe, right? If not the world. The way he plays for England is like he's been there for 10 years. And I've been saying it for a long time, guys, because it's not fashionable, because his name's not Nico Gonzalez. You know, people think that, you know, it's not a fashionable signing and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of xenophobia as well with British players. I would say that as well. So what I would say is this, right? Anderson won't be on the market for long. Whoever comes in for him is going to have a great player if they get him. So Man United need to act quickly. Man United need to act sharply and get Anderson through the door. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big up Wesley, by the way. Shane John Cena supports that banter football club, Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's been to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium a few times, of course. Let me give you a story about John Cena. Now, John Cena's not my favorite, and I'll tell you why. I was at WWE. I was at WWE Raw. After the match, John Cena would go around the ring and slapping hands with everyone, doing these photos with everyone, leaning back, doing all these photos, putting his arm around everyone, put his arm around me. I was like that with him and stuff like that. But when the cameras went off, he switched into a different monster. A different monster. He just switched and went, and he walked off. And then there was this kid, right? Just by the stairs of the ring, there was this kid, just like the mother was holding the kid. And the kid had a cast, like a broken arm. And the mother's holding it. So the kid asked John Cena. Bear in mind, John Cena had already thrown his armband in a crowd, one of them. He had another armband on. So John Cena got his armband. And like the kid said, "Can I have your armband?" John Cena went like this and walked up the ramp. So I never really liked John Cena. In that way, because I think John Cena, I mean, I know he has a lot of pressure. I know he has a lot of fan base and stuff like that. But I've never been in with that crowd that likes John Cena because of that. But however, Triple H, having worked for the WWE, I mean, Triple H is an absolute monster. He's a great person. He would go around the ring, right? And he would shake your hand, slap hands with you, everything like that. He would do all that stuff. He's an absolute diamond, guys. Undertaker, brilliant. All of them people there, brilliant. CM Punk, The Miz, and all them people that I know and stuff are absolutely brilliant. Dom is channeling Eddie, and I love it. Charlie, me too. I love Dom, man. Sorry, I love the villain. I do. I tell you what, that guy's going to be a superstar. I'm telling you right now, that Dom Mysterio is going to be an absolute superstar. He is channeling the inner Eddie Guerrero. Viva la raza, absolutely, yeah. But man, big up Eddie Guerrero, R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero. But yeah, he's an absolute, and Dom Mysterio is an absolute gem. I should have the WWE. I should do WrestleMania watch-alongs and things like that, shouldn't I? I really should. I should do WrestleMania watch-alongs. It would be a joke, really. Absolutely. Indicator. Kenny, I done it again. It's like Lee Cotton. I like indicator that way, mate. Just indicate that way off a cliff, mate. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. Helge. The people who believe Indicator is the equivalent to girls who believe in horoscope and crystals. Indicator probably wears a straight jacket. I don't trust anyone who has a cartoon picture, mate. I don't trust anyone who hides their identity. Why? I mean, because at the end of the day, what it could be, right? This is what it could be. How do you know that Indicator is not Ornstein? Tell me, how do you know that Indicator is not Ornstein? You know, you don't, because no one knows his identity. This is he's a secret agent. You know what I mean? Here comes the Men in Black, Galaxy Defense. Bloody hell, we might as well make Men in Black 4, for goodness sake. Man United with all these people, undercover agents, with their little shadow images on Twitter and their cartoon images on Twitter and all that. Everyone has got a contact. Everyone's connected to Man United. It just drives me absolutely bonkers. It really does. Big up, Stephanie. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back in the house. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. That's what I thought. Semenyo is more of an attacking player, not a wing back. People just want to shoehorn players into positions because he's their favorite player. I've had enough with the immaturity here. You know what I mean? The immature opinions that come out. I had enough of it yesterday. The immature opinions that come out. At the end of the day, he's not a wing back. He's an attacking player. If anything, he's more of a forward. And then people want to say, play him as a wing back. Yes, play him back. Imagine this. Imagine we said this, right, guys? Imagine we said, yeah, look, we can have Eric Cantona as a wing back. He can go wing back, and then we can pull Paul Scholes as a wing back. Imagine that happened. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Big up Kenny, by the way. Much love, brother. Helge, Thank you, Sal, about the Semenyo take. You are the same person, for goodness sake. Why spend 60 million on another attacker when we have just spent 200 million in attack? We need two CMs, left wing back and a right wing back. Absolutely. And I guarantee you, Helge, there, I guarantee if we did that, I guarantee you Man United will be in a better place than if we signed Semenyo. You know what I mean? The midfield is quite obviously the biggest problem at Man United. This is why we drew against Tottenham. This is why we didn't beat Fulham. This is why we lost to Man City. This is why we lost to Brentford. Because of the midfield. The midfield is Bagel FC, and we need to fix that midfield. Absolutely. So big up, Helginho. Good to see you, my friend. Sal, what is a true Sesko? Is out for months? No, it's not true. He's out until 3 weeks. 3 weeks. He's not out for months. He's out for 3 weeks. He's going to be back in December. So don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I know there's a lot of drama and sensationalist headlines going on about Sesko. We'll be back in 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So don't worry about it. We'll be back. Aaron, what's going on, my friend? What's that? Arrow Man, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Or Iron Man or Arrow Man. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Helge, also, why in the world would Semenyo snub Arsenal, Bayern, Liverpool, etc. to play as a winger in a 4-3-3 to be a bench attacking or wing back United? Clicks, likes, and that's all it is at the end of the day. This is what Man United bring. Clicks and likes, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, guys. And Man United will always be the biggest club in England and will always be the most talked about club in England, will always be the most hated club in England, you know. And people say Man United are not the most hated club in England. The media are not against Man United as much as Arsenal. They're irrelevant, yet they're there talking about Man United in a hateful way, in a sinister way. Man United, basically, it's like Old Trafford, right? Old Trafford, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say anything sinister, but it's like Man United have done something to them. I don't know whether we woke them up in cold sweats during the night. I don't know what it is, but Man United have done something to these folk that is really, really messed with their heads. I really do think so. Do you know what I mean? Dan, big up Dan, big up Helge. Dan, so what's your info about Quinton Timber? I spoke about Quinton Timber yesterday. Of course, it is Julian Timber's brother. Of course, CM. He is a free transfer in 2026, I believe. He's a free transfer, valued about 30 million. But Man United are interested in Quinton Timber, of course, because he is a free transfer coming up. Of course, the Feyenoord player, very good player, by the way. He's actually better than his brother, I think. He's already got 7 caps for Holland, so 1 goal. So he's a very, very good player, Dan. And I think Man United could possibly do a deal. I spoke about him yesterday. Another free transfer. That would be a free transfer, but there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of clubs vying for his signature, of course. Absolutely. Helge, I'm so glad you are the voice of reason. Thank you so much, Helge. Much love you, brother. Feels like 90% of the world thinks Semenyo will drop everything in his hands to come to us and convert it to a wing-back, which has never played. Laughable. He's already hinted that he's not going to play wing-back. Why do these people think that Quenda didn't come to Man United? Do you think it's because he wanted to go to Chelsea? No, it's because he didn't want to play wing-back. That's why some players don't want to play wing-back. It's just the way it is. We have to accept that. Semenyo will not come to Man United as an attacking stroke forward, number 10, striker, and left wing, right wing. He's an attacking player. He's not going to come to Man United, as you said there, Helge. He's not going to want to come to Man United and, play a wing-back position. It's just not going to happen, absolutely. Latest update, Sesko 3 weeks. There you go. Absolutely. Stephanie Griffith. Midfield is the priority. It has been neglected for a long time, and the players come a long way. Well, you can't ignore if there is a long-term player in other positions. Look, Man United have not signed a decent midfielder. I mean, if I'm going back, Michael Carrick was probably the best midfielder that we signed in the last 25 years. If I'm looking at it, over then, we've had Herrera, which was all right. He was okay. He wasn't bad. Loved his work ethic and his attitude. Just wasn't quite there, if you know what I mean. Other than that, Man United haven't really signed great world-class strikers and things like that, or great world-class midfielders and things. Man United haven't done that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Brazil against Tunisia late. Is that a friendly? It must be a friendly, isn't it? Samuel, Manchester United should be playing Saturday morning, not Monday evening. I know it annoys me, Samuel. Man United playing Monday evening. Of course, it's going to be midnight kickoff for me. I don't like the stress on the midnight kickoffs, of course, because obviously I get hyped with Man United and it's late at night and I want to scream, I want to shout and stuff like that. But, I can't because obviously it's the late night kickoff, midnight, of course. So I end up going to bed about 2 a.m. But for Man United, I do it. It's going to be Tuesday morning for me, stroke, obviously, because of the midnight thing and stuff like that. So, yeah, it is annoying. We have to wait a little bit extra longer, hopefully our players are a little bit more fitter. Never been a fan of it. Last season, we beat Everton 4-0. So it was one of the highlights of last season when we beat Everton 4-0. That was one of the better results that Man United had, of course. Absolutely. Jale, I'm watching the Scotland and Denmark game tonight. It's the best game of the bunch since the winner goes to the World Cup. I agree, Yale. I agree. Denmark against Scotland is a massive game. I think Denmark are going to do it. I'll be honest, guys. I like Scotland. Absolutely love Scotland. But I think Denmark are going to do it. I think Denmark just have the slight edge in regards to quality, if I'm being honest. I think they have the slight edge there. I think Denmark will go into the World Cup. But you never know, guys. When Scotland play at home, there's a big atmosphere. And you know, you have to be strong to handle that atmosphere, of course. Absolutely. Arsenal are scary. They're very scary, man. They're very scary. Held, Arsenal has their prime in the last 4 or 5 years, and we have probably had our worst time in the last 4 or 5 years. We have won 4 or 5 Chelseas in that time, and I haven't been afraid of enemy. And even the great Thierry Henry spoke about that. Even their legend spoke about that and shut Arsenal fans down. Do you know what I mean? The funniest thing is, guys, when you see these Arsenal fans, they love to downplay trophies. They love to downplay the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Europa League. They love to downplay them because they've never won it. At the end of the day, in life, in general, there's only a few trophies you can fight for, right? And they want to play those trophies down because it's not the Premier League, it's not the Champions League. Listen, everything is a trophy. Yes, we know that the Premier League and the Champions League are the kings, what you want. Of course you do, at the end of the day. But whenever it's Man United, whenever it's a narrative about Man United, it doesn't matter. But when we talk about the World Cup of Friendlies, which Chelsea won, the World Cup of Friendlies, which is not, I mean, you didn't even have Man United in the tournament, or Barcelona, and the most successful teams in England, or Liverpool. You know, no, that's a real World Cup. That's a real World Cup. That's a real World Cup. We win the Europa League. We win the FA Cup. We win the League Cup. FA Cup, by the way, is the most oldest competition in the world, by the way. Anyone who wants to downplay the FA Cup just shouldn't be watching English football. Let me tell you that right now. If you want to downplay the FA Cup, don't watch English football anymore because you don't know about English football. And that is the end of it. You can read your stats. You can read your iPads. You can do whatever you want. Doesn't matter. You disrespect the FA Cup, I think you should really reanalyze what you're saying. And I think Lee Gunner is right. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because trophy is a trophy. You know, and at the end of the day, when you retire, what do you say? Oh, I came second 3-4 times. So, you know, at the end of the day, this is what it is, you know. 13 guys, come on, guys. Got 48 in the house, at least 40 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get to 50 likes, guys. Come on, you legends. Come on. Doesn't Semenyo play in the AFCON? He does, I believe. I believe, yes. All or Nothing Season 7. Arsenal are scary, featuring Terry Fleurs and footy judge Kenny. Look, I got love for Mo. I have, but come on, man. You know, one thing I learned in life is a very important thing, a very key thing that I learned in life, right? Be yourself. If you have to resort to copying Terry, who's a homie of mine, East London, all day long, which is in London, by the way. East London isn't a city. It's a place in London. It's where West Ham are. You know, so what I would say is that if you feel the need to copy Terry, I think you have to reevaluate your situation. That's all, you know. It's copying Terry. Oh, Arsenal is scary. Look, I was raised and born in London. I know all about Arsenal, but all about all Arsenal fans. I was all about, these people don't really understand what, you know, how comedic it is, you know, in regards to it, you know, but it's just the way they are. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Oh, I mean, they want to lick arse. They want to do that. You know what? At the end of the day, Kenny, you were there yesterday. You know, I had 3 people held ganging up against me, against Man United. And basically, I said, I think it was Hussam asked me how many Champions Leagues has Man United won. And I said, is that with or without killing anyone? Basically, anyone, anyway. Anyway, but it's a song anyway that Man United sing and stuff like that. And they got really upset about it. Really upset. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that about no, you can't say that on stream. Listen, I've been in this YouTube game when they're wearing nappies, diapers, mate. You know what I mean? I've been there without a YouTube platform. I've been on Sky Sports without a YouTube platform, man. You know what I mean? I know about the birds and the bees, about YouTube and this and that and about that. But one thing it is, it's nothing to do with that. What it's to do with, it's to do with the fact that I dropped the mic. That's what it was. And the fact is, no one to talk to me like that. Please don't talk to me like that. People are laughing at you, bruv. Every single day, people are laughing at you. You're laughing at your thumbnails, laughing at your face, laughing at this, man. And this is the thing. You know, so what I would say is this, right? In regards to everything, right? Man United hated or never ignored. That is a fact. And we will always be hated by people who have an opinion about Man United, which comes from a sinister place, which it does. And then they'll add the stats onto it to act like they're really being objective and clever and smart and things like that. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, look, football should be based around facts. Football should be based on not on banter, because I don't see it as banter. I don't see it as clickbaits. These guys are clickbaits. I'm not a clickbait, right? I don't need YouTube. I'll be honest with you guys, but I'm not a clickbait, right? So what I would say, guys, is that they need that. They need to have their faces in funny ways and things like that and stuff. And they, but when I hit them with a bit of facts, a bit of truth, a bit of history, it doesn't really, it upsets them. And I apologize for that, because at the end of the day, sometimes my realness gets the better of me, but that's just life. I would always be real about it. But when you're being attacked by 3 people in a stream, like, because you can't debate a Man United fan one-on-one. I would guarantee you, Mo, Hussam, any one of them can debate me one-on-one. Me versus them is sayonara Tara. Sayonara Tara, mate. Nobody doubts Liverpool's success. At least Liverpool's success was organic. Liverpool have had a great success over the years. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? Successfully. Great football club. My younger brother supports Liverpool, right, at the end of the day. So they're a great football club. But let's not talk about irrelevant with Man United. Let's not do that. That's disrespectful. Irrelevant, people died for Manchester United. And this is why I said this, right? When you're talking about irrelevance in Man United, and I want to bring this up, and I want people to listen to this, and if you're listening, they need to listen hard. When you're talking about irrelevance at Man United, you're talking about the Busby Babes, right? This is the Busby Babes. So they are irrelevant, right? What they did for the Premier League is all irrelevant. What they did for European football in England is all irrelevant. It doesn't matter if they died. It's all irrelevant. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. And that's happened to me last week. Oh, why are you talking about that crap? No one cares about Matt Busby. You know what I mean? And things like that. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. And when I hear things like that, okay, this is how we play the game. This is how it goes, right? So when I hit back, don't cry, because I took it on the chin and said, okay, well, it's like that, is it? It's like that, is it? Oh, wait, all right. No, yeah, Matt Busby and this and that. That's all right. It's like that, is it? But when I hit back, don't give me the morality narrative. Don't give me the crybaby-ish. Guys, don't give me none of that crap, man. Don't give me none of that crap, because at the end of the day, that makes you no different to lead judges, no different to them. That makes you no different to all of them. Because at the end of the day, I'm saying it from a place of facts. I'm saying it from a place of knowledge, right? If they want to know about Liverpool, they want to know about the history of Liverpool. They want to know about Greece and Istanbul, how the fans were stealing tickets from each other, the Liverpool fans. If they want to know about all the things and everything about the club, then they bring it. I know they've never been. I know they don't know the history, the culture, the this and that, But listen, Man United history is more or less flawless. What we've done in history is more or less flawed. The most beautiful club in England. It's why we make books about it, Netflix series about it, stories about it, everything about it. I could sit here and talk about it. And when people want to talk about Man United and they want to bring down this football club and they want to try and school this football club, try and make me look like a pillock, right? I'm not going to have that, and that's just the way it is at the end of the day. If I've got a barking dog, which is the Arsenal fan, that yap, him sitting there with his combined following of 100, and I'm like, well, this guy is just talking too much, never achieved anything in their life and just talking blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the hell is this guy, man? You know what I mean? Not listening. Like, I could sit down with the best of them, like Jason McAteer, ex-Liverpool player, or I could sit down with Fozzie, a Liverpool fan. Yeah, I could sit down with different spectrums and have a good debate with people. Ins and outs, pros and cons, respect, right? And I can do that, right, at the end of the day. But there's some people who, when you say something, they go, oh, but you know what? You haven't done this and blah, 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 blah. You haven't done this. Mate, Arsenal haven't won the league since 2004. You're talking about 22 years ago, right? Let's not get it twisted here. 22 years ago. No, so when I'm talking about United, look, listen, I think they need to listen and stop taking things to heart and understand that if you really want to talk about irrelevance, I'm going to prove to you that we're not irrelevant, and I'm going to prove to you why you are irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, the Premier League will still be the Premier League without these teams. If Man United got up tomorrow and left, no one will have a bloody platform. Let me tell you that right now. Absolutely. Big up Kenny Fan TV. Big up my friend. I hope you're doing well, of course. But Arsenal's scary. Halloween every week. Wait till United comes scary, because that will be scary. Of course, they were scary last year when we beat them with 10 men. You know what I mean? At the Emirates. Remember that? That was very scary for them, wasn't it, guys? Absolutely. Cunha, what's going on, my friend? Joe Gomez and Tyrek Mitchell in January. Make it happen. Big up, my guy. Big up, Cunha. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Absolutely. Big up. Samuel, Ruben Amram needs to trust academy players. Jimmy Murphy, Sir Matt Busby. So, yes, I agree with that, Samuel. At least some of them. Wouldn't it be the worst idea to send Mainu to Brighton for a loan, let him and Baleba build a beautiful relationship, then in the summer integrate them both for the lady, Lacey and Gabriel? Maybe, my friend, maybe. I mean, it would be a good idea to get him some Premier League experience. Just Man United's lack of options. That's the thing, isn't it? When the African comes around as well, it's just the lack of options. Big up, Sals. Big up, Prince. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. Thiago Santa is real deal, bro. Him and wingback would be transformative. Big up, my friend Helge. Big up, everyone. I've heard about him. I don't know if Man United are in for him. I'm going to find out. Archie was such a comedian heel. I kind of wish he had that, at least that WWE title. He had Kenny when I knew like obviously I know R-Truth, and when he had that, he had the number one contender for that, and he gave it up to Mark Morrison. Was it Morrison? He gave it up. Stupid. It was stupid. I mean, I think he's a great character. I really do. And it's a shame that, you know, he had to, he didn't get the championship, guys. They made him into a joke. Efren, good evening, Sal. Good evening, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I think if we sign midfield on loan in January, it will be massive to help us finish in Champions League. Absolutely. Big up, my friend. Vince Russo killed WCW by relying on old wrestlers instead of, I think he brought in Bret the Hitman Hart and all that, didn't he? I think he didn't. I think it was during the Attitude Era, I think. I mean, WWE was thriving and WCW was... And I used to like WCW back in the day. It used to come on really late back in the day. Sal, do you think we will bring any player in January? I'm going to say yes, but I'm not going to say who. But I'm going to say yes, Man United will bring in a couple of players, I think. Benny, these guys are as fake as no many like Shaq, a real superstar. Big up, my friend Benny. Hope you're doing well. No money like Shaq, a real superstar. You know, I've been around the block, worked with many people, you know, at the end of the day, real successful people, you know, not beggars and stuff, and people who feel the need to try and mock people to try and gain an elevation sort of thing to get right in the footballing opinion. But, you know, what I would say is that let them be, man. Let them be. It's just the way it is, to be honest with you. Our community is growing. Our community is real, you know, not a bot in sight. Samuel, should Manchester United Alvaro Carrera from Real Madrid? I mean, I don't know why we got rid of him, Samuel. I thought it was one of the worst decisions we've done in recent years. It really was. Wesley, Sal, my favorite is Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Brilliant. Both of them, brilliant. Cody Rhodes is brilliant. Cody Rhodes is the future, of course, as well. There's a few of them. I think, obviously, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Dom Mysterio, very, very good, in my opinion. I do think they need to drift out, push out the likes of Sheamus and things. I know people like them, but they're just a little bit boring. I think that even John Cena's getting a little bit stale. You know, I think they need to move on these ones and start bringing through the next generation. You know, I can see a new, Attitude Era starting. 19, guys. Come on, guys. Smash that like, guys. Don't forget, smash the like, guys. We should stick. Yes, absolutely, RJ. Dorgu. Absolutely. I've met a gentleman wrestler called Jim the Anvil Neidhart, the father of Natalia Hart. Yeah, Jim the Anvil Neidhart was a wrestler. Big guy. Yeah, big. Yeah, I know of him, Samuel. The Hart family. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've suffered a lot of tragedy. Spoken to Bret the Hitman Hart. That's the only one I've spoken to at the Hart family. But Semenyo's head heat map is similar to Ahmad. Yeah, exactly what Ahmad is not suited to be right wing back. Ahmad's not a right wing back, exactly. So they prove two things at the same time. No to Semenyo and no to Ahmad is right. I agree, mate. We need someone who can do the specialist position. Every time it's just feel like insane of the internet, I just put on Stretford Post and feel again, Bodhi Tokwa, big up my guy. Big up Helge. Much love, brother. You know, all day long, my friend, all day long. You know what I mean? Long may this continue, my friend. Big up yourself. Hope news will come out of United. Want Anderson and Blaber in January. That'd be lovely, RJ, of course. Magpulko, why are we looking at Semenyo? Get Hen, Diamande, left wing back plays for Ahmad and defends very good. I've mentioned it before, Magpulko. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Good point. Good comment, my friend. Yeah, hopefully Man United are looking at these type of players, of course. Ellen, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Guess who's listening and driving? You. And you need to be careful, especially with all that snow on the road. Absolutely. Big up, Ellen. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Do you think that Manchester United are keeping the number 9 for another striker? I hope so. I would like to think so because the number 9 is a famous number at Man United, of course. Sal, how did you feel about those Prats, Faz, and Lee Burner ganging up on Terry? It can't stand those fools. I don't know. I think Terry does it to himself. I think Terry's a lovely guy. He's a homie. He's an East Londoner. I think just does it himself, and he does rim Arsenal a little bit too much. And I think that obviously they're looking at that and they're bantering him because of that. And my advice, Terry don't need any advice from me, of course not. You know, what I mean, I'm not saying that, but I just feel like when you're living up the backside of Arsenal fans, it makes them gives them ammunition to do what they have to do, and sometimes they have a point. I would say, however, on this argument that Terry's a very, very well articulated person, a very nice person as well. I've been on his show 3 times. What I would say is that ganging up on people to prove a point, ganging up on people to win an argument, it just shows a weakness. It doesn't show a strength. For example, me yesterday, Jamie, in regards to me yesterday, and a lot of people were there, I was being ganged up on by a bunch of Liverpool and Arsenal fans, and I felt like I held my own. I've been looking at the feedback and the comments. I did, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And people are saying it as it is. You know, I've had people calling me and saying, Sal, what happened yesterday? Bloody hell, blah, blah, you smashed it though, blah, blah. I've had loads of people people WhatsApping me saying, Sal, you absolutely put them in their place. You know what I mean? If I sent a key email around to 1,000 people, and I can do that, man, I would absolutely school it, guys. But the thing is, I don't do that, you know, and I will always hold my own. I don't need anyone else, but I could do that, you know what I mean? And it'd be peak, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. And ganging up on people to prove a point, to shout and scream doesn't prove a point, just makes you look weak, in my opinion, and uneducated. We can just start on Arsenal fans, Halloween FC, absolutely, guys. Look, the Arsenal might win the league. You never know. They're in a strong position. They might win the league. Fair play to them. But let's not believe that. Look, at the end of the day, look, you know, no one of any special can win this league. This is one of the worst league title races in history. Football's at the worst it's ever been in history at the Premier League, in my opinion. It really is, guys. Absolutely, guys. It really is. Guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I really appreciate everyone for joining me again. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video. Let's try and get out to 50 likes by the end of tonight, guys. Let's also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please also don't forget to put your notification on as well. We'll be live for Breaking Dawn tomorrow. Let's not forget that, guys. Breaking Dawn tomorrow. Big up everyone who's joined me today, of course, guys. Big up Mars, by the way. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Wesley, my son likes Jay Uso. I think a lot of them like Jay Uso. I think a lot of them like Jay Uso. Who's another one. Very, very good commercial wrestler. Definitely. Very good at what he does. Definitely. Absolutely. All day long. Terry is sweet, but he knows how to play the game. Getting a brown mouth off the Arsenal and Liverpool supporters is smart to grow a channel. So he's always positive about 3 most talked about class, especially Arsenal. Yeah, it is. It's all about brown nosing, of course it is. And it is clever, it's smart, it's business at the end of the day. That's how they see it. With me, Helge, I'm sorry, but as a Man United, an advocate Man United fan, a big Man United fan, 500 games to 1,000 games under my belt, I sound like a player. I can't do that with Liverpool and Arsenal. I just can't. I can't find out. I dislike them. I can't. I can praise them, say they're good, they do this, they do that, they're good with this, they can do this, they do that. But with me, I just can't really praise them like that continuously, 24/7, writing thumbnails about them and this and that. I just can't do it. I really can't. You know what I mean? And I hope that the realness will shine through in regards to Stretford Post. The realness will come through and this channel will grow as a massive Manchester United community full of realness and truth, you know? And that's what I would say, you know, because I don't want to fake it. I don't want to lie to the followers. I don't want to manipulate followers. I don't want to manipulate my subscribers. Some of you will see as friends. I don't want to do that. I don't want to manipulate you. I don't want to lie to you. I want to keep things real. I can easily go on Mo's channel. I can easily go on Terry's channel. I can easily go on there and I can easily just fit in. I can fit in and I could be cool and I could be like, and they could pretend to like me. I could pretend to like them and it's all good. But then, you know, that it's just, I'm not being real to myself. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And that's what I would say. You know, at the end of the day, guys, absolutely. That's why, in a way, Lee knows a lot of things, but at least he's being real. He don't fish for likes and fish for people to like him. And I like people like that in a way because at the end of the day, look, you know what? They do things their own way and they don't really care who they upset along the way. You know, even if it is the big mainstream people who can potentially help them and stuff like that. I've never had a helping hand. Terry's never helped me, like, you know, in a way. I've not been on this show for 8 years or something, 7 years. Mark has never helped me. No one's ever helped me. These channels that I've been on don't help me. So at the end of the day, I do it as a goodness at my gracious that I've got my time and I'll do it. And I'll talk about Man United for people because I actually have a actual knowledge about Man United and historically and present, you know what I mean? But I would say that, I will never change. And that's just the way it is. Like it or lump it, like Marmite, you know what I mean, guys? Absolutely. United at Arsenal to Liverpool, always defending all those free cards every day, 3 sets a year. He knows what he's doing, living up the Arsenal supporters. Yeah, and I can't do that. I'm too real, mate. I'm too real. I didn't need to do that. Thank God in my life, I done music and I done things and I didn't need to live up the arse of anyone. That's all I'm saying. I didn't have to say, Arsenal was scary just to fit in. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be forever grateful for that. That's one thing I would say about me, guys. On the gravestone of Terry, it will be, Arsenal was scary. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be. And right next to him, a little gravestone, it's going to be Arsenal was scary, Mo. Guys, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you all. Really appreciate everyone in the stream. You're absolute legends. It's all banter in the end of the day, guys. And guys, don't forget, at the end of the day, I will be back tomorrow for Breaking Dawn, of course, every single morning. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. Guys, let's get up to 50 likes today, guys. Have a great evening, great night, great morning, wherever you are in the world. See you soon, guys. And I will be back, guys. Don't worry about that. I've got a lot of big things planned for this channel, guys. Massive things. Don't worry about that. It's going to blow it off the water, guys. Why do you think I'm so confident? Guys, you take it easy, guys. Have a great day. Big up, Jengus, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up, Ephraim. Sal, you're the realest and strong. Your channel will grow. Thank you so much. And big up, everyone. Big up, Helge. Big up, Ephraim. Big up, everyone, guys. Much love to you all. I'm Sal Warner. This is Chatterbox. See you soon, guys. Peace.